I would like to call the May regular school board meeting to order. Thank you for coming and welcome. We will have the Pledge of Allegiance and then we'll have the invocation. Mr. Williams. Please stand.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Father, we thank you for this day. Thank you, God, for the closing of another school year. Thank you, God, for our community. Thank you for the wonderful things that you're doing for our families and young people. And also, God, we're asked that because we've had numerous family illnesses and deaths, that you would touch those families that have been impacted by those things. Also, please, God, look upon families that have been impacted by the severe tornadoes and other rather related areas, as well as the unrest in the Middle East at this time. Now, God, as we come, we pray that you bless this meeting, bless this good, wonderful board, that you would help them to make decisions that will greatly enable and help our young people. Thank you, God, for all of the wonderful awards that our teachers have garnered and our students. And God, we just pray for safe passage as they travel and represent this great city of Martinsville. Do these things, God, we ask in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
All right, do we have any registered speakers, Ms. Smith? No. Okay. All right, we're going to move on to community focus. This evening we have the PNHCC trio, and Kara Gilly and her students.
Hi, Kara cannot be with us today.
Okay, all right. Would you all like to come up and introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about the program?
Sure.
We'll have the adults first and then the students.
Well, you're going to miss the best part. We have the adults first. My name is Adam Harrod. I work at Educational Talent Search. Thank you so much for having us tonight. Dr. Talley, good to see you. We get a chance to work with kids all over the region here. We're very excited to be here with you. Our students are actually going to be the ones presenting tonight, but we want to introduce ourselves.
Right.
I'm Tiffany Morton Campbell, and I work with Upward Bound and Upward Bound Math and Science. And these are a few of our students today.
Come on down, guys. They were a part of Emerging Leadership Institute, cohort of 23 students. Learned a little bit about how to get things done in the world. And so this is part of their program here to come present to you a little bit about what it is that we do.
You'll each introduce yourselves before you speak, okay?
My name is Jariah, and I'll be talking about the Upper Bound and Upper Bound Math and Science Educational Talent Search in MCPS 3. Here's a little bit about each program. The TRIO program is a federal funded program that are designed to provide opportunities for low-income and first-generation college-bound high/career school students. My name is Victoria. I will be doing Upper Bound and Upper Bound Math Science. This program aims to get you in college, research careers, and pass your high school classes and SOLs, and help you find money for school. The services include campus visits, college applications assistance, career research, academic counseling, financial counseling, personal counseling, tutoring services, job shadowing and volunteering experiences, scholarship and FAFSA assistance, SAT, ACT, PT, prep and fee waivers, college athletic research. Upper Bound has meetings for 4 times a month, BA, lunch settings, elective sessions, Saturday sessions, and more.
I'm Brianna, and I'll be explaining the Educational Talent Search. This program aims to get you in college, research careers, pass your high school classes / SOLs, and help you find money for school. Services include college visits, college application assistance, career research, academic counseling, financial counseling, personal counseling, tutoring services, volunteer experience, scholarship and FAFSA assistance, SAT, ACT, VPT prep, college athletic research. Educational talent search meets monthly at schools or other special program meetings.
I'm Makaya Litt, and I will be presenting the 21st Century CCLC. These programs support the creation of community learning centers that provide education arrangement opportunities during non-school hours for children. Particularly students who attend poverty and low performing schools.
She mentioned a little bit about 21st century programs. So TA and HCC, we have 3 to 4 different pre-college programs. They mentioned a little bit about TRIO and then ventured into 21st century. MHC after 3 is a 21st century grant. They are Department of Education grant. They are also federally funded. They just run a little bit differently. They are in the schools mainly outside of school hours, Monday through Thursday, between 3 and 6 p.m. They are in the middle school and in the high school. And their main objective, while also providing enrichment activities and being there after school, is to help bridge gaps in the summer, as well as provide math and literacy, as well as reading, tutoring, and other opportunities to pass their SOL tests and other state standards.
This summer, we'll be offering a Summer Discovery Institute. It's a 6-week camp for rising 9th graders to graduating seniors. During that 6 week, we kind of give them a preview as to what college life is like. They come to P&H in the morning, get dropped off by their parents, and they have multiple classes which they themselves choose. So there's a requirement. They do have to choose one like course, so kind of like real school, as it were. But then I'll be teaching a class on entrepreneurship, another class on leadership, another one on songwriting. Those are the 3 courses I'll be providing for them. But there's other classes they'll get to experience during that time. If you attend all 6 weeks, you get a chance to take a part of a long trip. So we take a 3-day trip. This year we're going to Columbia, South Carolina, to the University of South Carolina to expose students to that. We're headed down from there to Charleston, from there to Savannah, to Tybee Island. So we'll see some schools as we're going along the way. One of the things I love about our program is we expose students who may not otherwise have the opportunity to college campuses all around our area and even a little further beyond. We took middle school students this year to UNC Chapel Hill and to North Carolina A&T University to visit during the school day. That's part of what Talent Search does. Upward Bound Math and Science exists to help you get that 4-year degree. Talent Search, we help you if you want to be an HVAC technician or you want to go to a 4-year school, whatever those goals are. I know for Talent Search this year, and she probably has similar numbers at hers, we have at least, I would say, $750,000 to $1 million in scholarships that our students have earned out of our 100 or so seniors. So we're really excited about that. We're thankful for the partnership we do have. I work with Martinsville Middle School and Martinsville High School. We're very thankful for the access that we get and the way that we're able to serve students there. It's a great joy to work with them. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, we'll move on to the awards and recognition portion of our evening. First up, we have Odyssey of the Mind team, talking about their competition, and Liz Lynch.
Just want to introduce you to our team. We are the Nature Kids. They come up with the name. This is my second time coaching. My first year was virtual. Some of our team members, Bentley Williamson, Margot Sharp, Virgil Moore, Kirsten Smith, and we have 3 others that are not with us. Kennedy Martin, Elena Alvarez Lozano, and Liliana Torres. So I'm going to let them present our problem to you.
They say beauty is in the eye. The beholder. But what if the beholder is a robot? In this problem, obviously the mind teams will design, build, and operate an artificial intelligence technology device that determines if a work of art is beautiful or not. It will dismantle a work or art that is decides is not beautiful to create a new work of art. It believes it is beautiful. The humorous performance will also include an artist character that stands up for their work of art, sound effects, and theme created artwork.
Solution. We created a spider robot that was named Gert. He had to dismantle one artwork, so we created 3 works of art. One was a mushroom sculpture, another was a tree painting, and the last one was a canvas art. Gert dismantled the art with simple machines. He used a pulley-like arm with pins to pop the balloons. Now we will talk about Gert.
We designed and built a robot named Gert. A spider robot that dismantles a work of art. We built him with boxes, wood, duct tape, a stick, and lots of glue. We named him Gert because his head was a Go-Gurt box. Gert stands for Greatest Underestimated Robotic Thinker. Now I will hand it over to Kirsten.
My experience in Odyssey was fun. I never did it before, but once I got in front of everybody, I was scared. But then it got fun because when I did my lines as a flower, it was fun and fun at the same time. Everybody was laughing at my lines because I was a flower.
They're going to perform one of our songs from our skit.
Okay. I just meant to.
Morgan.
Hey, Matthew, and this is crazy, but can you help me?
Maybe, Sandy.
I ended up here, and I don't know how.
We can help you find a way out.
Okay.
Awesome, awesome.
Very cute.
Hi, I'm Liz, and this is my team. I co-coach with Ashley Taylor, and they have a short presentation for you. There you go.
We had to use a classic story. We chose Treasure Island. And we had to use the same theme. In our holiday story, we needed a cell malfunction and a character whose antics mess it up. Therefore, our problem in the skit is the jealousy of the angry elf, aka Adelaide, who envies the main character Jess for getting the main role in the play. So, during the opening night, she provides loads of pranks and mimicking toward Jess.
In our play, we have songs. The first song that starts our play is called I'm Gonna Take My Ship. It is about how Mercy, aka Jim Hawkins, is sailing to our play. Our second song is Christmas Cheers in Your House Tonight. The last song is We Are Christmas Girls in a Christmas World. It is about how Katie, aka Jess, and Kiani, aka Sage, are going to deliver presents to the kids. Would you like to hear one of our songs?
We are Christmas girls in a Christmas world. really hard. Then we made it and learned teamwork actually makes the dream work.
What we learned in Odyssey. We learned how to express ourselves more and learned how to work with new people and how to think on the spot better, faster, and how, learned how to do better at public speaking. But last but not least, how Odyssey is amazing.
Spontaneous. Spontaneous is all about working together and being creative. Like hands-on, where you get to create something verbal. Like you get to create something. Verbal is using the words uniquely. Hybrid is a mixture of hands-on and verbal. It's a surprise challenge and coaches can't come, so it's all up to us.
We're excited about the campus. At the campus, you can do bowling, swimming, and raffle. There's also a dining hall, and we can eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner there. There's also different things that we'll do on different nights. Like there's one night we'll do all-you-can-eat ice cream, and there's another night we'll start a party at 9 p.m. and end it at 12:30 a.m.
Pins are what you will be doing 80% of the time. Pin trading is not just what you get when you trade pins. You can also make friends. Like last year, a girl from Martinsville had the Virginia pin, the Medusa, and that everyone not from Virginia saw. One girl saw the Medusa on her hat and became close friends, got numbers and traded together with other people. We are so thankful that Martinsville has gotten us so many kinds of pins and other opportunities for friendship.
We are so thankful for the support and investment we received from Martinsville City Public Schools.
Thank you.
Hurry up, thanks for you.
Ms. Lynch, will you remind us when you want to leave, where you're going, and what we can do to help you?
Martinsville City School has been awesome. You've provided us with everything we need to go. The kids are super excited. We're going to Iowa State University. They get to stay in dorms. They get to eat in dining halls. They get to network with people from all over the world. It's going to be an awesome event. I'm so excited that these kids are having the opportunity to do it. So we're really grateful.
And when do you leave?
We leave the 20th of
It's a
May.
Monday.
Yep.
Okay.
And I will be sharing with Kelly all of our pictures.
Really proud, really proud.
We're really excited.
Aren't you all still trying to collect money for pins though, or was?
That's additional pins. Martinsville has purchased for us
Okay.
a whole bunch of pins, but we had a couple people from the community ask if they can do anything, and never have to do pins. So we are collecting some money for that, but Martinsville has taken care of us a whole lot.
And you're gonna exchange those, right?
Yeah.
I enjoy the story when you come back.
Yeah, and they'll come show you all the pins they traded for.
Cool.
There's people from Japan, Russia, China, all over the world that they get to meet and hang out with.
That's awesome.
So it's such a cool experience.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you
and
so
good luck.
much. Awesome.
Next, we would like to recognize the robotics team, and they're being joined by their coach, Robert Ashford.
Another group that will be traveling, really excited. It's hilarious.
So we are the inaugural 2024 Sea Perch team for the Martinsville Middle School Bulldogs. I was the coach, Robert Ashby, as you've already heard. This is...
I'm Noah. That's in Grant.
These are all veteran robotics students. They've all been doing robotics since, I don't know when actually for all of you. When did you start?
Fourth grade.
Fourth grade. A while. I think Noah's like, oh, I've talked in front of the school board a whole month. When did you start? Sixth grade. All right. So we kind of had a range of different experience levels with this. We have to thank Miss Allen back here for writing the grant for us and allowing us to be able to do this. So we went in and what is sea perch? Because a lot of people were like, wait, what? You're putting a robot in water? And I had no idea when I started this year, but I heard about it and I was intrigued. So basically what it is, it's a remotely operated vehicle. A lot of our robots in the city, we pre-program them, but some of them, they actually have to drive. So this one, they actually drive. It's a competition to see who can drive theirs the best, and there's different obstacles and things that they have to go through. Guide students on building an underwater robot. These are some of our VEX students helping us when we were first building the robot here. It gives us all the tools that we needed. It was a really neat process learning how to put a robot together that doesn't immediately short out when you drop it in the water, because that was a concern of mine. I was like, how is this going to work? We did bring the robot. If somebody brought the robot, will somebody go grab the robot? Because we wanted to be able to share what it looks like with you guys. But while they're grabbing that, awesome. Our competition, we went to the regional competition in Charlotte, North Carolina, UNC there in Charlotte. And this is our robot. I'll let them tell you a little bit about what it's made of and all that stuff, and then we'll tell you more about the competition. So take it away, folks. Tell them what it is.
Okay, so our robot is made of, obviously you can clearly see it's made of a lot of PVC pipe because it's mostly hollow, so it helps a lot with the buoyancy. But obviously if you just put a robot made of just pure PVC pipe in the water, it'll just sink right down the bottom. So you have to add core noodles on top to keep it afloat or just like neutrally buoyant in the water so it doesn't go up or down too much. And you see we have 3 motors here. These 2 are to turn or to go forward or backwards, and this one's to go up or down in the water.
It was the first robot we had done where you have to go up and down instead of just forward, backward, down.
How do you keep the batteries dry?
Great question. Can you guys
Oh.
tell?
Yeah. We don't actually put the battery in the water. We on the side of the pool. Oh, yeah, you can't see that picture. But on the side of the pool, we have the battery, and we also have the controller. But the only thing that goes in is this robot, and then this long tether that connects to the controller, which connects to the battery.
So we'll tell you a little bit about the competition. This is from the pool there. This was our group. When we first arrived, all the teams spread out and everybody was doing last minute checks to make sure their robots were ready to go. All right. This competition involved 5, it was actually 6 things. I left one of them off, I apologize, but one of them is scored together. They had to do a speed challenge, one called the ladder rings. This one, we called it the pipe fitting. They had to do an obstacle course of rings they had to go through, navigate, and then floating rings that they had to move back and forth. All right. This is the floating rings, and I'll let you guys talk a little bit about what you did with this. Do you remember what you did?
There in the water, there's this giant like thing of PVC, and it was like a ladder pretty much. You climb up, and on the bars of the ladder, there was a ring attached to it that you had to get on. You had to get the robot, and you had to hook onto the ring and slide it to the other side of the ladder, and you have to do it for like 5 times going up. And if you got all that down, then you would complete the mission.
Yeah, so that was the one that was down. So that was the ladder one. The speed challenge was really easy. Noah, can you tell them what we had to do for that?
Speed challenge was really simple. It was a long straight path and a buoy down about halfway through the path. And all you had to do was you had to drive straight to the buoy, hit it, and then turn around and come right back. And whoever did it fastest got the best score.
think, is that the one where we got?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one where we managed to get first place. We had the fastest robot.
That's probably some of the easiest one.
All right.
Do you do that in heats or?
Every event was
Like
timed.
practice.
Every event was timed. So depending on how quickly you did the event, they had a max time limit of 5 minutes. So they would go up whenever they were ready, and when they were ready, they'd start the timer. And if you could complete it in under 5 minutes, then they scored you based on how much you were able to complete in the course. So it was interesting trying to figure out, because 2 of the events we were not aware of before. They called them mystery events. They're like, you don't get to know until you get here, and then we'll show you what it is. So we were watching, trying to figure out, okay, what's this going to do? I think that was one of them that we had never seen before. So they did really well on that one too.
Our first person that one too.
Yeah, I think you did.
This, the rings, and the speed challenge.
Yeah.
And the
No, we only scored in 5 minutes mix.
on what?
We scored 5 minutes. We replaced.
Yeah, we replaced the 5
minutes.
Is there one more? I had a video on us actually. Nope, just kidding. I guess the video's not working. Okay, go back up one. So this was them actually maneuvering and driving. You can see there on the left-hand side, the battery kind of sits there, and they were able to drive it. Yeah, maybe it was. Yeah, hit play and see if it'll.
What's this? What's the ladder?
Maybe. Nope, just kidding.
When we swapped out.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. So we went through the whole competition, like I said. You can go to the next one. They did really excellent for this to be our first time out ever. We were actually all a little shocked when they started calling our name. As they were giving all the places, they did first, second, and third for each event. And we managed to place first in 3 of the events. We actually placed third in a 4th event, but they had actually written our name down with the high school groups.
Which we should have first.
Yeah, but they fixed it. They fixed that later, thank goodness. And our next stop, actually, because we qualified this year, is there one more slide? Yeah. Our next stop is going to be up at the University of Maryland on May 31st. They qualified for the international competition. And so it's very similar, and they're going to be taking which they're still working on their robot, trying to make a few modifications, but they're going to be taking their bot up there and competing with students from literally all over the world. Very similar competition. It'll be in the pool with obstacles and everything. They're really excited, and I'm excited. So, yeah.
Do you ever have to physically get in the pool?
We did not. They have divers in the pool that will, if your robot gets tangled, they'll go down and they'll untangle them, which became a frustration a few times.
So, during one of the missions, this lady, like, no harm to her, anything. She was doing her job.
We won't tell.
She kept going back and forward, and it's already hard enough to see in the pool because refraction light, and it's difficult to see everything perfect. But imagine that, but with waves. It's not fun.
But they did really well, even despite that. Yeah, there's somebody in the pool, and they'll dive in there and take care of it. We did not ever have to go in the pool, thank goodness. That's the nice thing about the tether. You can just kind of pull it on back if you want to.
That's just great.
But it's been good.
So proud.
Oh, that's awesome, guys. That's awesome.
We'll have 2 teams traveling. That is just exciting.
That is.
And thank everybody for coming together to make it possible.
Oh yeah, and we want to say thank you to the YMCA in Martinsville. They let us go and use their pool to practice, which was awesome. A lot of the teams we met, some of them, when we got to the competition, it was the first time they had been able to put theirs in a pool. So we were lucky to be able to go over there. And they're actually letting us go this Friday, again, after we made some modifications just to test things out. So I want to say thank you.
That's part of it. That's good.
All right, next we have our school lunch hero proclamation. We would like to, I'm going to read this proclamation Ms. Smith gave me, and then we have some awards to hand out. And some of the folks couldn't be here tonight, but we'll make sure they get those. Whereas Martinsville City Public Schools recognizes the important role that nutrition plays in the academic preparedness and performance of students in the classroom. School Lunch Hero Day is celebrated the first Friday of May and is an opportunity for us to recognize the hardworking school nutrition professionals across our division. And whereas the school nutrition staff of Martinsville City Public Schools are committed to preparing and serving healthy, nutritious, and delicious meal options for the students of Martinsville City Public School while satisfying state and federal guidelines. And whereas school nutrition staff are partners within our schools who take pride in ensuring that our students are provided with the necessary sustenance to support active and engaged learners, our school nutrition staff takes pride in the meals that are prepared, the organization of school cafeterias, and most importantly, the nourishment of MCPS students. They are always there to reach out with a helping hand. Their hard work and dedication is appreciated and noticed by the staff, parents, and students alike. And whereas it is the division's commitment that every school nutrition staff has shown appreciation and gratitude for all they do for our division and students, now therefore be it resolved that Martinsville City Public Schools expresses its deep appreciation to these valuable employees and commends their excellent work on behalf of the children, and do hereby recognize our division's school lunch heroes. We urge all to participate in the recognition of the school nutrition staff within the division and to support and participate in creative ways to thank the school nutrition staff at your school. All right. These folks would like to come up and we will give you your hero certificate. First we have Amy Strange. Thank you very much. I think Callie's going to want to put a photo just over here. Okay. Stand across there. Shanika Moyer. Janice Schoolfield. Thank you. Should have you read this. You got the glasses, I don't know. Phanesia Robertson. Well, they would always do mine, so I understand. Betty Penn. Jennifer Wilson. Sharon Ramos. Carrie Bradley. Sheila Barksdale. Gina Pruitt. And last but not least, Sheila Williams.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. A real wide shot.
We're gonna have to move Titus to the podium. This is gonna have to happen. Alright.
Do we need to double?
Yeah, everybody's gonna have to, we're gonna have to layer.
Yes,
table.
That's go right ahead and do that.
Talk people in the back. She comes front, that's what she meant to say.
No hiding, you can't hide.
You're not having a good day. No, we're good. Okay.
Really want to thank you guys. We have the best cafeteria staff in the world. Really appreciate what you do. I felt great.
Next, we have the Virginia finalists for Presidential Math Science Teaching Awards, Ms. Lynch.
I'm really excited. The whole process was really interesting. I had the opportunity.
A little bit about that.
I had the opportunity. I worked with, as a STEM teacher. My job isn't just STEM. I help to support math in especially fourth grade. I try to push in once, 3 times a week, and that I used one of my fourth grade classes for the video I had to turn in. We did a lesson on fractions that I pulled coding into, where they did pseudocode. I chose fractions because it's one of the most important things that students need to know to be prepared for algebra. In fact, some schools, if the students can't demonstrate proficiency with fractions, they won't let them start algebra because it's that important of a concept. And I focused on magnitude, where they have to understand that 1/4 is smaller than 1/3, and what 1/4 means. That it's 1 piece out of 4 as opposed to 1 piece out of 3, 1/3. A lot of people don't understand that even as adults. In fact, A&W root beer, at the same time the McDonald's came up with the quarter pounder, A&W root beer came up with a 1/3 pounder, and it went out of business because most people thought 1/3 was smaller than 1/4. So they thought they were getting less food. So it's a really important topic. I pulled in some of the stuff we do with robotics. We wrote pseudocode. If you can code, you can think. Coding is just another way to think logically. So I really love all the experience I have at Martinsville City Schools. Ms. Cooper nominated me, and I went through the whole process. It's really interesting when you reflect on it. I had to videotape the lesson, and then I had to analyze every single thing, and that was very stressful. Ms. Callie came in and videoed for me, and it was just a really cool opportunity. Virginia could select up to 3 finalists in math and 3 finalists in science. They're encouraged for the federal government to select 1 math and 1 science. They can choose 2 science if they really want to, but that they encourage it. So most likely, I'm the only finalist in math. So I'm very excited about that. We'll see what happens. It's a long process because it involves the federal government. I don't think they have awarded the 2022s yet, so I have a long way. But if I do end up earning it, and if they give it to me, it's $10,000 unrestricted to spend and bring ideas back to my students. So it's really an exciting process, and but my favorite part about it is if I do win, I get to go meet the president. I get to go meet Congress people, and I get to lobby with them and tell them about what education is like in the front lines. So that's really cool that I get my voice heard. So that's what I'm really excited about. And that's pretty much it.
Wonderful. We are very proud of you.
That's my goal.
Thank you. All right. Moving to the consent portion of our agenda. We have consideration of minutes from April 8th that need to be approved, and the financial report ending in April 30th. I know you all have had a chance to look over that. Do I have a motion to approve those? Second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Okay. Next, we have our Virginia Literacy Act plan that Dr. Downing's gonna present to us.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Unfortunately, this is not nearly as fun and exciting as it usually is. I'll try not to make it too dry. In your yellow folders, you have several components that go along with the Virginia Literacy Act. The Virginia Literacy Act was passed in 2022 by the General Assembly to address concerns across the nation and the state about proficiency levels on reading on the NAEP assessments, which are the National Assessment of Educational Progress. That is administered to 4th, 8th, and 12th graders randomly. So it's not every 4th and 8th and 12th grader takes each year, and we have administered here in Martinsville several times. So this challenge with literacy existed before the pandemic, but as we know, the closing of schools exacerbated the problem. So now the Virginia Literacy Act, it provides guidelines and resources and requirements for school divisions to work on addressing the concerns with reading proficiency of students. So this was just a one-pager from DOE that you have just kind of look over. Under that, you have Martinsville's Division Literacy Plan. Our Division Literacy team, which is Dr. Talley, me, Dr. Vaughn, and Mr. Wright, went to Salem for 4 different sessions starting in, I think it was February, working with DOE on guidance on how to develop this plan and the various components. In section 1 of our plan, we have our school division literacy vision. Martinsville City Public Schools empower literacy success one learner at a time by nurturing engaged readers and writers equipped to effectively comprehend, analyze, and respond to complex text and digital media. Leveraging diverse materials grounded in the science of reading, our student-centered instruction builds knowledge and meaning-making abilities through vocabulary development and active literacy engagement. We provide equitable access to evidence-based literacy education, breaking down barriers for each learner. Tailored interventions cultivate perseverance and literacy identities. By empowering success through research-based language arts development, we prepare lifelong learners ready to effectively communicate ideas that shape their evolving world. And that was something that was very important to all of us, that literacy and literacy instruction isn't just about passing a test. These are life skills, and will have great influence on kids' options and choices going forward. So it's something we take very seriously. You can see the next part has our plan for disseminating the information. We came back from our first session in Salem with our vision and shared that with our division leaders and our school leaders and asked for feedback and provided opportunity for feedback. We also had our teachers who were on an adoption review committee to see this plan as we were developing it, work on the vision with us, and then provide any feedback. And then this was disseminated to classroom teachers and now to the school board and community stakeholders for any feedback anyone would have on the plan. The plan is actually due June 30th. So we wanted to give people time to hear. We'll have this put on the website and provide any feedback. Section 2 is selecting high-quality instructional materials. They refer to those as HQIMs. I have learned more acronyms lately than anyone should know. And these go through the state level for an approval process, and then we're given a list of the materials that are approved. And we did a multi-tier approach. We had teachers come here and review all the materials that we got in, and we have rubrics that they used, which I'll go through in a bit, to analyze and evaluate each of those. Then we also had division literacy team go through the materials and collect that data as well. And then the administrative leadership teams at each elementary school. We will do this with middle school once they have released the list of approved materials from DOE. Right now we just have the core K-5, so that's what we've done. We will do each part of these as they're approved and released. So that was our process for selecting our high quality instructional materials. Moving on, if you want to stop me anytime or have any questions, please don't hesitate. Okay, moving on to section 3, ensuring Virginia Literacy Act evidence-based reading research training. And this is something I'm very proud of the fact that we were ahead of the curve on this. We saw some concerns in our own data with our literacy performance for our students. And so we actually started implementing the professional development for the science of reading in 2019, before this act was even passed. So we're at a very good place with that. We have, I made a list. All of our elementary core teachers, our reading specialists, our principals, instructional coordinators, and assistant principals at the elementary level trained in the science of reading. So that will really help us going forward. For one thing, when people understand the why of what you're doing, then you get more buy-in and movement forward. So I think everyone, all of our staff really understands why we're doing this and why it's important. We've also trained division-wide our special education and English learner teachers in the science of reading. So we've really got a head start on this. We heard several divisions in these trainings talking about that being one of the problems is getting the professional development going and those kinds of pieces and buy-in. We feel like we're in a very good place with that because we started so early. So we use letters to train in the science of reading. I'd like to thank Dr. Tammy Vaughn. She has headed that up. In fact, she has been asked to train nationally for letters, and she has been teaching courses at Averett University for pre-service teachers on letters. So we're very fortunate to have her on our staff to do our training for our teachers. We will also move forward having the HQIM, or High Quality Instructional Materials Training, through the company once we settle on the adoption and start the purchase process. And I'm very excited to say, and this is the part that will need your approval, we submitted applications for both Albert Harris and Patrick Henry for $50,000 grants through Title I for professional development. There were only 20 schools in the state who received grants. Patrick Henry Elementary received the grant for us. And so we would have to get your approval to use those funds to provide professional development for the teachers and the staff there. The first part of that professional development is with the National Institute for Excellence in Teaching at their Summer Institute in Scottsdale, Arizona. And the grant would help pay for all the transportation costs related to that. And they would continue with that training. That staff would bring it back and we would disseminate that training out into those schools. Section 4 is monitoring student assessment and progress. There are new assessments coming out for pre-K3 from the state level to replace PALS, and that's VALS. We also have our quarterly district assessment for grades 3 through 8, and of course the SOL growth assessments in grades 3 through 8. Then there's the SOL summative assessments in the spring. We will be reviewing the curriculum-based assessments. We have not seen those yet because we haven't adopted or purchased. And then we also we've been using math reading fluency in grades K through 3 to keep monitoring where our students are on literacy. And then we can also use it for any students who we see are having trouble. We need to dig down deep in to see what's going on with that. As we get the curriculum-based assessments and those pieces, we will evaluate this because what I don't want to do is spend all our time testing and not teaching. But I put all the ones that we will potentially use, and then as we go through this, we will narrow it down to what do we really need to know what to do for our students. So this is a living document. Okay. And then section 5, this is how the division will assess our level of progress. And these are progress monitoring tools. We will have collaborative planning agendas to make sure that we're using our materials and planning accordingly. Unit and lesson plan reviews with feedback. Our schools have instructional coordinators that review lesson plans and provide feedback, and then central office staff just supports that as well. Principal walkthroughs to monitor what's happening in the classrooms, and then my division level instructional rounds where I go with my team and the principals to walk through the schools to look at what does teaching and learning look like, and then what does it look like in our data, are our students getting what they need. And finally, section 6, engaging parents, caregivers, and the community. Our reading specialists will convene meetings with parents and caregivers and classroom teachers and students as appropriate for students that we're identifying as not meeting their benchmarks, and develop almost like an individualized plan for that student, and then progress monitor that throughout the year and meet with the team to make any adjustments needed. So that will be a major tool for communicating with parents whose students need some literacy intervention. We're all one team, and we all want the same thing for every student. So that's how we want to work. And then to build successful school, parent, caregiver, and community partnerships. We do a lot, and many of you have come to our Title I family events and family literacy nights, so that's something we want to keep going. We also work very hard to make sure we're putting books and reading materials in families' homes so that they have some text-rich environment. And then we also have, in fact, I think we're having an EL event tomorrow evening. our English learner staff, they do a great job of having literacy events and various events targeted for those families and the needs of those families. So we will continue to do that and continue to open our doors. For Read Across America, we have all kinds of people from the community come in and read, and that's a practice we want to continue. So our students, they have fun with it, but they also see the value that our community places on literacy. So that is the division literacy plan. And then for the grant for Patrick Henry, I would need your approval, and Ms. Smith has a signature page to sign afterward for us to take advantage of that grant and use those funds for professional development.
So you just need the motion to be that we accept the grant.
Yes.
All right, I need a motion to accept the grant for the literacy, make sure I do it right, Virginia Literacy Plan. Okay, second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Thank you very much. The last part of this is with the high-quality instructional materials. You're part of your packet that has this sheet on top. This is the state committee review of benchmark. That is based on the triangulation of all the feedback from all the different committees and teams. Benchmark Advance is the material that we've determined to adopt for Martinsville City Public Schools. Below that, you'll see the rather extensive rubrics that all of our people use to evaluate these materials. And then they turn these rubrics in, and that's where we pulled together and saw where everything landed and which one was selected. I also have samples from Benchmark over here that I'll be glad to bring over to you if you would like to review them, or I can leave them there and review at your leisure.
All right, do we need to go ahead and adopt this?
Yes. Yes.
All right, I need a motion that we adopt Virginia Literacy Act high-quality instructional materials. Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right,
Thank you very much.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next up is our superintendent's report, where we joke and always say it's brief, but maybe it's not much to show.
Thank you so much, Ms. Gibbons, and I just want to first of all congratulate all of our students. As you can see, we sent 2 teams away this summer, and just really excited about it. Just really hope next year it will be 4 or 5. But they'll be competing against teams across the country and the world. And what an opportunity for us as a smaller city to be able to do this. Because, we do so many great things here. It's just easy to take it for granted. And that's why I always beam at what we do, the teacher recognition. I want to say also, this was required, the superintendents and their team attended the Virginia Literacy Act for 4 days. And we went with Dr. Dowling, she's been very modest, Dr. Bond, Mr. Wright. And they've been very modest because when we got there, as our team from Martinsville, they had pretty much completed the document when we started. And that's, you hear us say so many times that people are doing things that we've already done. We got there and we already had the outlay, and they were just filling in the blanks. So again, kudos to them. It was great networking. Again, this is the type of people that work with us. Our teams are just great. So I just continue to brag on them, and I will continue to brag on them. Just very proud. We had our last DLT, and of course we're into testing, which is going again well, and we're real proud of it. I've been to 3 city council meetings on budgets because I didn't want to miss anything, and actually had an opportunity to speak at one. Didn't know that I was going to speak, but I did. And then Travis and I and the cabinet and principals came and presented Thursday, and the city council is very accepting of our budget. It's very pleased, and we're pleased. I just got a message from Tom Smith, Travis, and he said that the budget was adopted today in the General Assembly, and that within a couple of days we should have a count sheet, which will tell us exactly how much money we're getting. So finally that impasse had also our last SAC team meeting, this is the Superintendent Advisory Committee, where I met with the teachers from each building and central office representative, and just talked about some things that we're looking for in our vision for next year. Of course, teacher awards, we've had Ms. Lynch and others, and I forwarded you the email from Ms. Lynch that was on the BDOE page today. We're really excited about what's going on. I attended the Martinsville Middle School Spelling Bee, and that was real cool. That was real nice. Right, basically it was a geography contest, and that's my major. And it was really good, exciting to the final minutes, the final winner. Young people knew a lot, and geography is a lost art. I taught that at the high school, and we'll be surprised if the young people don't know where Richmond is, don't know Florida South, and I hope we'll implement that back further. And if you've been like Mr. Williamson and others who've been in the military, you know how important location is. And so I learned from the late, great, none of you will remember him because you're too young, but Major Martin, who was at the high school, you'll remember. But I sat under him as a first-year teacher, and he was an Air Force major. He had flown all over the world. And he showed me, back, I hate to use my years, but again, 1977, how important geography was for young people, and it really is. So we enjoyed that. Enjoyed the prom, attended the prom, and young people looked very nice. Went with my special needs group to eat, because we always have that date every year, and it was just, the kids were sharp, and it was just very nice. Attended also the senior cookout, and I thought they were going to eat up all the food, but they didn't. But we enjoyed them. The spring band concert was great at the high school and also at the middle school. And I tried to show you guys some pictures of some of all of it. The CTE graduation at PNH, we had a couple of students graduate with welding endorsements, and that's worth a lot of money. And I had a guy come in and put in in fact, it did Alma's husband to help a dish washer, and he had to weld part of it in, but he could weld, plumb, and do everything. And the young man was making a tremendous amount of money per hour and was heading to Richmond before he went home to Lynchburg to do some jobs there. So the skill is, anybody's ever needed a plumber, the skill is very valuable. Met with the UVA Advisory Committee, and we'll be meeting with them tomorrow also in Charlottesville. And the focus has been on reading, as Dr. Dowling has talked about. Attended the Bass Spring Conference, which was wonderful. A lot of vendors there selling a lot of products because everybody's trying to get on the state approval list because it's worth millions of dollars, especially for the new reading initiative. Employee Appreciation Banquet, I thank Ms. Johnny Smith and her staff. It was just great. We had a great time, great recognition for our teachers who earned degrees, certification. So proud of them. The Martinsville Middle School Band concert, which was very good. I was really impressed with the young people at the middle school. So kudos to Ms. Bivens there. Also met with Abbott, talking about the conferences that are coming, one in Tampa Bay, and others this summer. Still sitting on that committee. Special ed, talked a lot about special ed needs, and I want to thank Dr. Tarpley for what she's doing with, when you follow a legend like Dr. Salmonton, it's hard, but she's done a tremendous, compassionate job of working with young people and keeping us all in line if we listen, and that's the key. But she's tried to do all she can to keep us straight, and it's very significant. You will read in the newspaper a lot about special education cases. Trust me if you ignore it, and we don't want to be one of those. Region 6, we met, and for our final meeting also in Roanoke, met with the city manager Travis and India and I, and talked about some capital needs and some things we plan to do going forward. Met also with the governor's school lunch and had an opportunity to speak to our seniors over there, and it was just excellent. Those young people are so brilliant. It's just amazing, the products, and I think you did judge one night for them, and they're just phenomenal, young people. Most of them were well over 4.0 average, and, very, very brilliant. Also went to the NASB banquet Friday night, and, saw a lot of our alumni that came back. A very, very impressive list of where they are. Most of them are working for Fortune 5 companies. Very impressive, from all kinds of universities, from Howard to UVA to Tech. Tech was there. In fact, representatives from Tech was there. Major universities, Hampton. It was an outstanding time, and many of our, some of our educators attended, were there with us, and just a great time. And then also attended P&H graduation Saturday, which was nice. We had several of our young people with their associate degree. They graduated from there, and it was a wonderful program. They are getting warmed up for our graduation, which is upcoming very soon. So it's been a busy time. I love this time of year. So many things are going on. Big M is coming, graduation is coming, superintendent's breakfast. It's just a great time of year to be out and be with our young people and celebrate the great things that they've done. Thank you.
All right, matters from the board. Ms. Blankenbecker, do you have anything for us? Ms. Blackwell?
I do not.
Okay. Mr. Williams?
No.
Williams, sorry. Did it backwards, sorry. Y'all are messing me up. Mr. Cody, do you have anything?
No, I just wanted to say how good Patrick Kenner did today with the traffic. Doing the traffic was just amazing. I was surprised. Like, I took my son to school, and I was surprised we got in out of there without an accident. It was really good today.
That's the crosswalk.
Yes, the
Yeah.
road's blocked off there, and I thought it was going to be a lot worse, but it was great. They did a good job.
Wonderful.
Mr. Mike? What are they doing with the
We're
crosswalk?
painting a crosswalk in front of the school. Albert Harris painted theirs a few weeks ago. We're painting ours now, but ours is main thoroughfare, so we have rework bus traffic, car riders morning and afternoon, and,
They had a team out there.
interesting.
It was amazing.
Ride through and see those, because they're just very nice.
Ours will not be done until later this week.
Yeah.
The rain is messing that up. That's another schedule change for this week, so.
Albert Harris is already done, but you need to ride through that and see that. And then Cameron kind of gave me some of the highlights, so you have Pauls and things that are coming.
No, ours is gonna have handprints from the house colors.
Okay, the house colors. That's right, they've got this house thing going on. It's strange.
It's strange.
Well, it is, but it works.
My son loves it.
Your son loves it. Your grandchildren love it. Your daughter loves it.
It's a little
You
different.
love it. That's not as a parent.
It's almost like speaking in tongues. They go there and they say some stuff, but it works.
Yeah, they didn't like it.
Yeah, I told the doctor, she was like, I'm a minute chicken. She's like,
Right.
okay.
It's a world of its own, that's all I'm
It's glad
saying.
to be a house leader, brings back the links on it.
It
All right,
works.
the only things I had is I did want to mention I had the opportunity to help judge the senior projects and presentations at Gov School. It's amazing because you get to see all the folks from, you have a few people from each school each night, so it's nice to see how our students relate to others and how well, and they all were very nervous in the beginning, and then they went really well. And it's also nice to see how well these are attended, you know, that folks come out, and that's nice.
Before we move on, I'm sorry, I do have something.
Okay, give me
I
one
want to
second.
thank Travis and Dr. Taylor for doing such a great job the other night in front of City Council. That was awesome. Yeah, it was. They, it surprised me they were so attentive to it all. But I thank you guys for doing that.
Thank you.
It was awesome.
Also, I wanted to let you know that Gov School will be meeting again. We'll have our last board meeting for the school year on the 21st. Superintendents will meet at 2, and then the board will convene at 2:30 to just wrap things up, and I think just wrap up basic clear. So I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it's related to contracts and making sure that we were waiting for the governor's decision also, because that affects their budget and stuff, so we're gonna be wrapping up the budget with that. Anybody have anything else? All right, reminder of dates. The Big M Luncheon is at Chatmoss at noon on Thursday. The award ceremony is that evening at 7 o'clock. Superintendent's breakfast will be on Friday morning at 8:30 at Chatmoss. Our governor's school meeting is in Danville. Make sure you got that down, because I've forgotten that part. Last day of school with a 3-hour early dismissal is the 22nd, and teacher's last work day is on the 23rd.
I'll be running late, but I'll be there. Patrick, you and right? You
What's
guys on the 21st?
1 o'clock.
At your 1 o'clock. So that's the transition
Okay.
for 5th grade. So I'll come as soon as we leave
Okay.
there.
I can put you at the beginning.
Okay, cool.
Just keep short.
You
You're in total control.
Video the song at the end. The song, okay?
They will have a different song.
Video, okay, alright. You're doing Kirk Franklin.
They're not doing that for this.
You're not gonna do Kirk
They
Franklin?
always do a different graduation song.
Okay, she said keep it short.
You're in control. I mean, like, and we all say thank you in advance.
It's like reliving church over and over again.
Then on May 24th, moving on, no school for 10-month employees. Graduation is going to be May 25th on the football field.
Yes.
At 10 o'clock. And board members, you'll need to be there by 9:15 to get dressed and get organized for us to get 9.
She told me earlier.
9-ish.
9 o'clock. We'll go straight.
Super angry ass on me.
Then summer school begins on June 3rd. Piedmont Arts is having an award ceremony. It's the Clyde Hooker Awards at 5:30 on June 5th. Then our regular June school board meeting will be June 10th. Any unregistered citizen comments? Okay, we have one communication. I'll pass it around. It's a thank you note for donation. While you're reading that, we'll begin our information for closed session. Pursuant to section 2.2-3711A of the Code of Virginia, I move that the board convene in closed session for the purpose of discussing the following specific matters. Discussion and consideration of the evaluation, employment, assignment, and reassignment of employees of the Martinsville City Schools as authorized by section 2.2-3711A1 of the Virginia Freedom of Information Act. I need a motion.
A motion.
All right. Good evening. Have a great last few days of school.